Wrestling fans, very special edition Strong Style, as I am joined by the greatest, the baddest, and the best Najasism, straight off of all kinds of
Ah,
important
ah,
business
ah, ah,
meetings.
ah, ah, you left off one thing.
Oh, what did I
It's
miss?
the greatest, the baddest, the best. Your hoochie daddy.
I,
Narcissism.
for,
Hey, drop your
I,
jaw and say daddy.
I forgot that. My apologies. I will,
Don't you ever forget it.
huh?
Don't you ever forget it.
Yeah, I was about to say there's a reason why you earned the belts that you get to walk around with, and I bought mine. So I leave the fighting to you guys. But it is good to have you on. You are one of the
First,
most requested. I don't just say that to everybody. You are one of the most requested people that when they find out that I go to shows that you're a part of, they're like, you got to have him on. I was like, it's just getting our schedules to mix, and this time we
we're
made it
here
happen.
now. Daddy's on the podcast. We're here now.
Yeah, the Hoochie Daddy is on. The Impact and the Hoochie Daddy, future tag team champions. I'm gonna look pretty on the outside, and you win the match, and I think we go far.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. We can do it. You can handle the marketing and some sales and stuff like that. You
Oh yeah,
know,
yeah. I could be selling our merch while you're winning the match.
perfect. And then I can just have the ENT come in and help
Yeah,
me when you whatever you're
yeah.
not doing. I'll get somebody to come hit someone with a chair or something. I don't.
I mean,
Look, this is what I found out over the past 6 months. Wrestling is so much easier when you just cheat to win. Why? Why do all the work and try and do it fair?
well, it's I don't know. I don't know about that C word. I would just say when together everyone achieves more. Achieves more. It's a team effort. So if you can get your
Team
buddies to help you out, then it's that
together.
way everybody wins.
The ENT team,
Yeah,
family.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I
get
mean,
it?
I'm not afraid to choose sides and help people. I mean, I don't
I
even
want
think
to get
Eric
an
in Deep
ENT
South knows
logo on
that I
that.
have this. I mean, you just never know. If I'm at a show, I might be there to count the
Might
three
just
for
have
you.
to
I mean,
right on it. Yep. Okay.
yeah, I
Okay.
mean, I'm not afraid to outrun Eric.
Let's get to what you got for me today.
But you are extremely busy. I make reference to a lot of your Deep South stuff. So we'll start there, but I know we're going to get into some Classic City, into some Platinum, a lot of the different things you are a part of, and part of the engine that drives those. But I want to clear something up, because when I first started coming to Deep South shows, and that is my fault for just getting on the bandwagon in like April. Um,
Mm.
so you are the former heavyweight champion, right? I don't mean that as a dig, but you're the former champion, correct? Because see, I missed the match where a particular person might have taken that from you, so he might have had some help. He normally has some help when he wins matches, but this is going to end up being a
Okay,
positive thing.
let's talk about it. So let's refer back to last year.
Hmm.
School of the Great and I was scheduled for another epic contest for that belt, that championship. I worked months to get my rematch, to get the shot at that belt.
Hmm.
Because when he initially won the title in the tournament, I got screwed. Somebody interfered with a metal plate on there. I think they wanted to show a tribute to Eric Bischoff. So I got eliminated from the tournament when that happened. So
Mm.
I worked my way up to get my rematch. And then for some reason, Skrilla the Great had an injury when it was time for the rematch. So Wall, the person who interfered in September, the person who interfered and took me out of the tournament and helped Skrilla win that title, actually took his place, defeated Wall to win that Deep South Championship. And then in December, we had a stipulation between me and Skrilla. If he wins, I can't challenge for the title as long as he's still champion. So yeah,
Right.
there was some interference, but hey, I'm not crying anymore because I have learned from every mistake I've made over the past year, and I'm rectifying every mistake I made. And that situation will get handled when it gets handled,
Well, and it kind of
and
got
it will.
handled at the last show,
Excuse me.
because we have a new champ. Skrilla is actually currently a free agent and not with Deep South, so that whole stipulation is gone. You actually could jump right back in the mix just as soon as you can get in there.
Well, I don't know about that just yet because I'm gonna let my friend run with it for a while. You know, Jacob, me and Jacob, a lot of people might know we're really good friends, and
Mhm.
I was in the ring to hand him the belt when he won it. I stepped right in the ring. I handed him the belt. I lifted his hands. I gave him a hug. And that's because I genuinely do believe he deserves that championship. And I have some other things going on with Spiral and a couple other things going on right now. So I'm going to step back and let Jacob do his thing. That's not to say a year from now, 6 months from now, who knows where I'll be at mentally. But right now it's his time and I'm going to let him have it.
Absolutely, and that speaks to the character and the kind of person that you are. And you brought up where I was going next. You already had quite the battle with Spiral, the Bosnian war child. He brings just a different set of skills to a match for sure. But you guys have kind of a rematch this Saturday or this Sunday rather at New Realm Brewery, where Deep South's going to have that show and this is a knockout or submission match. Now, I've told you in person, and I've said it to other people that you're an interesting matchup to a lot of people because of your speed and your strikes. Spiral's kind of right there. He's one of the few people I've seen that can be pretty close to where you're at. I don't know if he's quite on your level,
I'm not
but
worried. I'm going to cut you off. Not worried,
okay.
not bothered. I beat him clean the first time we wrestled. Tapped him out. Not worried about it. The second time, he had to use a low blow to beat me. Now, I'm just gonna put this warning out here. Anybody who wants to cheat against me and do it on a different level and screw me, we all know what happens when I get screwed. And you don't want that part of me to show up at Deep South. But with saying all of that, this Sunday, hey, there's no excuses, there's no rules. It's knockout submission. And that's what it's gonna be. I'm either knock him out or I'm gonna tap him out. Moving on.
I actually believe you. I think you got to be the favorite in that match for sure. And like I said, as good as he is, and he is very impressive, I'm not going to take anything away from him. I think you got a little bit of an edge there, and I think it should be pretty good. Either way, I mean, that could be a main event if Jacob wasn't defending the title. But speaking of somebody you just did face, because I'm a big fan of this guy as well. You took on, I think you trained him a little bit, maybe early on, but CT Entertainment is who your opponent was last New Realm show, and I thought he did a good job as well of trying to stay in step with you, but in
Oh,
the
shut
end,
up.
you
That
still
stupid
got him.
idiot. That stupid dummy doesn't get any of my interview time. Yeah, I
Mm.
trained him his first year, but the dummy's where he's at because he don't want to listen to daddy. Now, I'm not gonna deep south. I'm Najasism. I'm
Yep,
I'm
yep.
keeping a clear head there. But he's dumb and he's an idiot, and his dumbness caused him to lose. You saw him walking around working the crowd and arguing with the crowd. You dummy, if you would have focused on what was happening to you in the ring, you might have not lost that match. He would have lost, but he probably would have came closer to beating me if he would have just stayed focused. So yeah, that idiot doesn't get any more of my interview time. Stupid.
Fair
Dumb.
enough. Fair enough. Uh, as we said, that show, Deep South at New Realm, 6 p.m. on Sunday. We will definitely be there for sure. Not just going to be there. It's going to be fantastic. Show up just for his match alone. The rest of the card is going to be great, but trust me, it's you can't miss a Najasism match. It's one of those that you walk away going, I can't believe that just happened.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm not rebuting. I can't even say the word right now. What's that
Yeah,
word? What's the word? I'm not denying
rebuke,
what you're saying. I'm
rebuking.
not
There you go. Yeah,
denying what you're saying. Everybody knows I'm the greatest, the baddest, the best. But hey, you'll be stupid not to show up on Sunday. Hey, the last show we had over 700 people. So
you
hey, you should be there because this one's gonna be just as good in Atlanta Sunday.
It absolutely is. Now, I said we're gonna get into some of your other stuff.
Mm.
You do you do a lot of stuff. You're starting to pick up a little more, I believe, with Classic City. And
Well,
tell
I have
tell. Go ahead.
been fortunate enough to be a mainstay at Classic for the past year and a half or so. We go back about 8, 9 months ago. Me and Owen Knight was the main event of the Classic City show at the Eastern in downtown Atlanta with over close to 2,000 people. And that was a big experience last year, challenging for that title. Before that, I defeated Owen in match 2 of our best of 7 series at Classic. So we're kind of like 1-1 when you talk about Classic, and he's been champion for well over a year now. So you talk about me getting back in the title picture of Deep South. Um, over the past couple months, the Hoochie Daddy is live and in color at Classic City Wrestling. If you haven't been paying attention, you should have caught my entrance about a month ago with the Toppers girls that came out on stage and
All that.
excuse my language, busted open for Daddy. Uh, and then had a phenomenal match with Slim J, who, former AEW Ring of Honor
Hmm.
talent who just left the company. We had a banger. I had a banger with Rico Gonzalez earlier this year that could be considered match of the year for Georgia. A banger with Sean Legacy. Right after that, right before it was me and Robert Martyr. Classic. I have really that's where some of my best work happens. That's where the crowd is. I have I have out of I have outer body experiences at Classic City Wrestling. And
Easy for you to
the
say.
reason it's the atmosphere, it's the crowd, it's just an insane atmosphere. And yeah, it's one of my favorite shows to work.
Now,
But it's
before
been
we get in,
banger after banger after banger. So at some time, all these bangers need to translate into my championship match. Owen's ducking me. And at the last show, I came out and had something to say. Unfortunately, I was interrupted by Suge D since he just won this #1 contender match. You ain't beat me, so you can't be #1 contender. But go ahead. I'm gonna let him get his little shot. Do what he gonna do. Because this Friday at Classic in Atlanta at Terminus West, me and my fellow ENT brother and DJ Smoke
mhm,
are gonna BTA, Suge D, and the Bruiser, whatever his name is, Bruiserweight Matt Sells. We're gonna show them why we are the ENT. Mm, mm. And do you know what BTA stands for? I told you we was gonna BTA them, right?
I don't think I know what it means.
You don't know what BTA is? I gotta get you a BTA shirt. It has a little ENT logo, and then it says BTA, and under BTA it says "Beat That Ass," because that's what we do. And they're gonna get their ass beat this Friday night. And if it's something left of him after we do that Friday night, he can go ahead and have his little title shot against Owen because I'll be waiting on the winner easily.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's almost worth, it may be maybe Owen, or if they think about it, in order to avoid having to face you next, I would just make sure that I lost that match so the other guy would have to face you.
Exactly. Because everybody knows I can beat Suge D easily.
It's very possible. Like, once again, I think you'd have to be the favorite there. But before I get into your all the stuff you do at Platinum, um, we got to talk about that card that you put together, because I am 100% behind why you
Okay.
put that together. It was called Change, right?
Yeah. So not only I know we're about to get into Platinum Championship, my home, but IWE, I'm getting things established
Mhm.
there. I had a
Yeah.
long run at Southern Honor last year. Viral Pro, I'm still undefeated there. We're going back at Viral Pro. So I'm hitting every angle I can hit right now in the state. But coming up in 2 weeks, I'll be in Ohio wrestling in front of a couple thousand people. That's coming. That's a three-night, 3-day thing in Ohio, August 31st to September 2nd. But that's coming along. So yeah, it's a lot going on. But go ahead. I didn't want to cut you off.
No, you're good.
You
No, I'm
about
just talking about that. I'm just talking about that card you put together back in
okay.
mid-June, I think.
June. So the change is going to be a yearly thing. That was
Hmm.
just the first, and change is going to be now every February and also every June. So February is going to be Black History Month. It's a culturally motivated event. Um, African American cast event. Same thing for June. We're doing Juneteenth. So both events are catered around those two
Yep.
national holidays. So the initial thought between when me and my business partner, the face photographer, Mari, when we came up with the ideal of change, we wanted to, of course, use the all African American cast to celebrate Juneteenth, but it was also centered around making sure we had a lot of first times. Um, and it wasn't about bringing in a whole bunch of names from out of state. It was using the talent here in the state that are starting to come up and just
Mhm.
haven't got to get as noticed. So in the first match, you had to fight for survival, where you had a bunch of standouts from WWE4, standouts from PCW, standout in general in the state, Trevor Aeon, Austin Towers, Dominic Stuckey, Keelan Cole, Jay Tyler, all these great names. And then we went straight into triple threat tag team match. I wanted the Russell twins because they are really, getting popular in the States. They've done some stuff with Ring of Honor. Then you had the established team of Undeniable, who's one tag team of the year here in Georgia. Same thing with the Washington Bullets. That's a big first time. Basically, the whole show was highlight talents here in Georgia that may have not gotten the stage that they needed to get. Tyson Maddox versus CT Keys. That was a personal match that I booked because I just wanted to see them. I wanted to see them two wrestle. You know, then you talk about Skrilla the Great and David Ali. Same thing. They have been
Hmm.
going at it online, so we just did what made sense. I mean, that's what the whole event was about. What made sense.
Exactly, and that's the good thing about at least Georgia wrestling, because I do know a couple of the promoters, or at least I've met them or known them for a couple of years, and in talking to them, they're about a lot of them are about trying to get the right opportunities for the right people, changing the culture. It shouldn't matter about background or how long you've done it. It's finding those
Mm.
matchups and finding those people that connect with the audience. And I mean, it seemed like this. I hated that I missed that card because I
And
definitely
hey,
wanted to see it.
we had Patrick Clark, the former Velveteen Dream, and he was
Hmm.
definitely trying out some new stuff in the main event with me, working on new character and all that kind of stuff.
He
Um,
was.
it was a decent match. Not my best this year. I've had some extreme bangers and show stealing moments and everything, and I think we had a very solid match. It was a good experience wrestling him and everything like that, and our characters did mesh well together.
Yeah.
Pulling back the curtain, I would land more in the position of just full blown heel in that match and let him have cater more to the crowd. But we went more from the standpoint of letting the crowd just kind of pick who they want to, get behind.
And for those joining this late in the show, I am, of course, joined by Najasism, the greatest, the baddest, the best, and the Hoochie Daddy,
Your
the
hoochie
one and
daddy.
only Hoochie Daddy we've ever had on the show.
Yeah. The one and only hoochie daddy ever in Georgia wrestling history. Yes.
Absolutely. I don't see how any. I mean, you got Hoochie Mania coming up. That
Oh,
looks like a
before
just
we get
killer
into
thing.
PCW, let's just talk about the hoochie daddy. So,
I feel
I've
bad
been
about PCW. We just keep pushing them further back and back, but
yeah,
we're getting to you. I promise.
narcissism has been established here for a while, but I feel like once I tap into my hoochiness, that's where I really start to find me. And I
That's the
tell people,
turn up to 11.
yes, and I tell people all the time, for a year before I even turned on anybody or anything, I worked on this character for a year in training, and I was doing it in training. And you need to do that or show. Brian Blaze, it's like you need to do that, and we ended up pulling the trigger on it. And Hoochie Mania was just something we always joked about. Like in training, I would just joke about it. I'm gonna take you on a trip to Hoochie Mania. Join the Hoochie verse. praise your hoochie-ness. Stand up and clap for your hoochie day. This is just stuff that just rolled off the
Yeah.
tongue while I was in training. And we just actually are starting to do it right now. So Hoochie Mania is going to be different. You talk about change with something different, but Hoochie Mania is going to be different. We're going to have a live DJ. We're going to have some matches on the card that nobody would expect. I'm talking to Jacob now. We're possibly going to have the Deep South Championship defended on the card. Um,
That could be fun.
if he holds on to the championship after this Sunday, but the championship is going to be defended. Ashton Starr, I guess I'll go ahead and announce it. Ashton Starr has the task of facing the Hoochie Daddy at Hoochie Mania.
Cool.
So that's a big barn burner. You get the first announcement of it. That will be the main event. Then we got a lights out, last man standing lights out match between Nathaniel Vanderbilt and Butcher here in PCW, which has been brewing for a while. Nathaniel Vanderbilt, Rose Gold, been a couple for a long time. If you've been watching PCW, he turned on her, beat her with a chair, really took her out. And, Butcher has been like the guy that's been kind of like on his ass about taking out Rose. So we'll see what happens in that lights out match. But also on the card, Austin Towers, Hunter James, Chad Skywalker. Hoochie Mania is, I know everybody sees all the glitz and glam and what the fun is going to be about the show, but we got some great matches that's going to be announced this Saturday. We're just waiting on PCW CCDL, the Lucha show, to finish up on Friday night. And once CCDL is done, we'll be fully promoting starting Saturday.
Hey, can't wait for that. And of course, if I see it come across your social medias, I'll just continue to send that out to all the fives of tens of people that follow me, as opposed to the thousands and thousands that follow you. But maybe people's grandmas and my own mother will enjoy seeing Hoochie Mania in action. I don't see how anybody wouldn't enjoy it. But we have pushed it back long enough. Let's talk some Platinum.
So Platinum is where I started. Steve Platinum was my trainer. Jay Fury, who used to be in a Ring of Honor, he also tagged with Claudio before he became Cesaro. And, Shane Marks was helping out training and stuff back then. Xavier Woods was there before he got signed when I was, super young. Anyway, PCW was always home. And I really, when I left wrestling originally, I never thought about coming back, and then in 2019, my best friend was like, oh, PCW has a new place. You need to come see the new arena, blah, blah. And I got there and my brain started cooking because I saw all the things that could have been improved. I'm not saying it's bad, but I was like, oh, lights can go here, this can happen here, blah, blah, blah. And then it went into me doing commentary. I was like, I'm just gonna do commentary. Did that for a couple shows. Then after commentary, went into, I'm gonna just train for one match. And after I did one match, he's like, oh, I might do one every once in a while. Then here we are 3 years later where I don't even understand my life without wrestling anymore. It's like I'm so consumed by it now to the point where I need a break. But I'm so consumed by it now, it's hard for me to figure out my normal life sometimes don't exist anymore because this has become my life. And we were in Conyers for about 3-4 years now. I think we was in Conyers, but then we just recently moved. Sorry, we was in Covington, but we just recently moved to Conyers. We was in Covington for about 3.5-4 years. But that building, we were just outgrowing the building. We was having so many issues with the building, the maintenance, and the people helping us, the landlord, and all that kind of stuff. So now we're at the new location. We are flourishing here. We are doing great. We've had some big events here. We've had some other companies rent this facility out. It's a much nicer facility. And we have 5 days of training now. And Sal Renero was a guest trainer this week. We have intermediate on Sundays. We have beginners on Monday, lucha training on Tuesdays, intermediate on Wednesdays, and then advanced with me on Thursday nights. So not only you can rent the facility, we got 5 days of training. You pay your flat rate, 5 days of training. That's with the flat rate that we have, that's a very good price compared to any other company. And not only you getting that, the professionalism is on point. And outside of just the regular in-ring training, we have promo training. Like we're getting plenty of promo training, on camera training. You're not just working a regular wrestling show when you work PCW. You're working a TV show every 2 weeks.
Yep.
So that's what the rookies get. They're not just getting to go wrestle at an indie show and wrestle at a brewery. Not talking about Deep South. I'm just saying a lot of shows that do breweries and stuff like that right now. So this is the different element where you actually have to work the camera. You're not working for just the audience that's in the arena. You're working for the actual TV camera, the hard cam, and all of that. And it's a big focus of when we're doing training, making sure they're constantly showing character and working the crowd and just not doing moves. So that's one thing we really focus on in training. And also they have footage study. We got the big screen in here where not every day you come to training where you're just sitting, getting in the ring and doing moves. Some days we're sitting in front of the TV and watching matches. And outside of that, we have a strength and conditioning coach. That's here on Wednesdays doing strength and conditioning, and he's here on some Mondays doing strength and conditionings. So yeah, this company is not only growing as an in-ring product and as a full-blown show, it's growing as a full-blown business. And I'm just proud of it. We have the PCWs every other week, every second Friday and fourth Friday of the month, and then our CCDL Lucha show, which is also a way to get some of our trainees into a new, get them in, filtered in, along with the luchadors. We have a couple other people from other shows that are on that lucha show. So yeah, it's become a full-blown business. And you know, for me, I help with the media. I help with the business management side of things. I am not a booker. I am not a matchmaker. I have nothing to do with any matches in PCW and who wins or loses or anything that is not my duties. Same thing with the Georgia Wrestling Awards. People think because I was the creator of the award show. Once again, I'm the creator of the award show. I am the event planner for the award show. I have nothing to do with the awards, who wins, who's nominated. I'm not in any meetings dealing with the actual awards. All they do is show up to the event, bring the awards, put them on the table. Everything else, the promoting and all that, that's my job. I'm the planner. So I think there are a lot of people who have misconceptions of me, and they think, oh, he's the champion at PCW because he owns it. He's the booker, blah 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 blah, or he wins this award because he's over the awards. Misconceptions. I'm in charge of certain things. I have duties. And that's one thing. When you don't understand business, you're going to have that misconception. When you don't understand business, you think it's one person running a wrestling show. The booker. No, we have a head trainer. We got 5 trainers. We got a booker. We got production team. We got camera crew. You got a lighting person that handles lighting. You got a person that manages the social media. You got a person that manages the website. We have all these different people set in positions here at PCW. No one is doing just one thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And I like that you put out that disclaimer about, don't come boo-hooing to you about who wins or loses or who got an award. I get a very small scale of that because they see me talking to either Nick Patrick or Eric Adams or you guys after some of the Deep South stuff. And I said, no, I've just, become, small friends with them or just, chatting with them because I've been at a bunch of shows. The only thing that I do for Deep South outside of having you guys on my own personal show is I do the media write-ups for Georgia wrestling history. That is the only thing I do. I have no influence, no nothing. They're like, hey, you should tell them to do this or do this. I was like, you have the same power I do. You go tell
them. Okay. Well, I mean, that pretty much encompasses everything I got going on. Hoochie Mania is next Friday, August 23rd. PCW Lucha Show, CCDL, is this Friday night. Depending on what flavor you're looking for, if you want some lucha, you can come to Carnes, Georgia. If you're in Carnes, Georgia, but if you feel like coming to Atlanta at Terminus West, Classic City is about to burn. the building down, and I'm a BTA. Shug D. D stands for dummy. Shug D. And the bruiserweight, he'll be so drunk that all I have to do is slap him and he'll pass out from one slap. So
What do you mean will be? He probably is right now.
me and DJ will be yelling E and T and stand up and clap for your hoochie daddy this Friday at Classic City.
That's awesome. And the last couple minutes we have here on the show, what are all the different ways everybody can find you online and follow you? And we talked about all the shows you're coming on soon. So how can they find you?
I'm very active on Instagram at the THE Najasism. That's Najasism. Yes, I am him. Okay. So that's Instagram. Then TikTok, I'm starting to do more TikTok. So if you really want to get to know the personal side of me, TikTok, that's what my TikTok is about to be generalized to more behind the scenes footage of me, like training, working out, talking to other wrestlers, doing lives. So that's one thing we're really about to get into, doing more live content. So once a week, I am going to be going live on TikTok and Instagram. And that show, man, I don't know what it's going to encompass, but hey, it's happening. And TikTok is the Najasism. Twitter, X is also the Najasism. And if you're on Facebook or YouTube, just put in Najasism. Yep.
And let's do this for anybody that definitely go to all the shows that you're going to be on here shortly. But for somebody watching this that comes to the Deep South show, find me. I am not hard to find. My hair will probably be up and spiked up a little more than it is right now. But come find me. We'll ask you a Nazism related trivia question. You get it right, I'm going to get you a Nazism shirt, courtesy of Impact Media. So it's that easy, folks. And the question's going to be easy. Trust me. Just come find me. First person to get the right answer, I'm going to get you a brand new shirt.
Oh, and I got one more. If you are a booker or if you're interested in having me on a show or work with me, you can also, everything is Najasism. Najasism at Gmail. Najasism at gmail.com. For booking inquiries, podcast shows, whatever, just hit me up on email. I respond pretty quickly, or just DM me on social media. Like I said, I'm most active on Instagram and Facebook. And Facebook is Najasism, or just Najasism. Just hit the Najasism page up.
If you just search Najasism, I promise you're going to find him.
We hopefully get to the point where every time you type in Hoochie Daddy, I'm the first thing that pop up on the internet. That would be insane, right?
I'm scared to put that in my browser history, but I might try it right after the show just to find out.
Yeah.
Well, Najasism, it has been fantastic having you on the show. I look forward to seeing you this weekend. I definitely want to come check out a Terminus West show because that's one of my favorite concert venues, and wrestling there is just going to be spectacular. But appreciate you being on the show. Make sure to go see all the amazing shows. Just follow him on all the social medias. And for Najasism, I'm Jeremy the Impact York. We will see you guys next time. Deuces Gooses.
See you later.